But what is different about this election cycle, there are two differences. One is that we're not even talking about refugees. So,
Mm.
that's a foregone conclusion that that policy is not going to change. But we're talking about international students. And as someone who works with a lot of international students, and is working in the higher ed sector, where I know that the recent changes or the planned changes will are already having an impact on funding, but are bound to have an impact in the years to come. I can see that the scapegoating of international students is relatively new at the political level. We're not even trying to, say that this student cohort is adding to our economy. There are particular politicians like Daniel Mookhey, who's the treasurer of New South Wales, is saying that, but it's not something that is happening across the political spectrum by everyone who is a stakeholder, which is a concern because in previous cycles, you would have certain politicians who, on economic grounds, would justify the presence of migrants or the presence of refugees. Or the presence of international students. And we're not even doing that fully for international students, which is a huge export industry for Australia. And the other aspect is that because of all of this scapegoating, we not only have, a rise in racism in certain pockets, but we also have a rise in algorithmic online racism on particular platforms. And sometimes it's disguised, thinly disguised, sometimes it's really open. It's
Mm.
directed at South Asian Australian communities, it's directed primarily at international student communities, but there is this problem, which I think scholars in the US and people who make interesting content in the US have also looked at, where in a particular area or country, if the proportion of people from a particular ethnicity, if it crosses like 10% or some figure like that, then the previous residents of that area start to flee.
Mm.
So there is that population panic, um, which in the era of algorithms is more of a problem. But the political discourse around it hasn't helped.